Hey, good morning, everyone. Wednesday, the 7th of October, 2020. Wow. You know, for a guy who thinks he's as smart as I think I am, you'd think I could come up with a better word than wow to describe this video. But this is going to be one of the creepiest videos I've made. Probably within the top 5 videos of all the 280 videos to date. Alright, let's get started. Future of Farming Opportunities is the name of this video. Stay with me, people. So the big news, Trump is back in the White House after a weekend of novel and advanced treatment for the dreaded, deadly corona. And one of the treatments was Regeneron, or a product made by the Regeneron Corporation. Let's take, since they were the expose of this, let's give credit where credit's due. Just a little quick snippet from the good people at True News. And by the way, people, I don't agree with everything TrueNews.com says. No, but this is proof. You can't learn anything from someone you totally disagree with. Or agree with. I said that totally backwards. Yeah, you can't learn anything from someone you totally agree with. So let's move on to an outfit that I do not agree with everything they say. But I do agree with this. Here we go.
President Trump took from Regeneron had some interesting information that we came across today. I don't know if you want to share it now, if you want to talk about some of the other treatment.
Let's do it. Yes.
But this is number 10. Came across this today, and this is really interesting. This is from the Regeneron website, and this is basically
April 2020.
Yeah. So this has been out there for months. This is from April of this year. And it's basically their position statement on stem cell research. And so for our audience to understand what we're going to talk about at this point, the drugs that Regeneron has been developing, they've used various methods of developing different drugs, including what the president is on. But I wanted to zero in on one particular passage here, and this is number 11. This is from the Regeneron website, and from
there will be a link below, people. Pay attention here. It's almost to the end of this. You need to know this.
Their own statement on stem cell research, and stem cells are being used to produce the treatment that President Trump is on. Or they're calling it clonal antibodies, but clonal antibodies come from stem cells. Okay, so I'm going to just read this. As is the case with many other science-focused biotechnology companies, Regeneron uses a wide variety of research tools and technologies to help discover and develop new therapeutics. Stem cells are one such tool. The stem cells most commonly used at Regeneron are mouse embryonic stem cells and human blood stem cells. Currently, there are limited research efforts employing human-induced pluripotent stem cell lines derived from adult human cells and human embryonic stem cells that are approved for research by the National Institutes of Health and created solely through in vitro fertilization. Okay, that's a lot of scientific gobbledygook there. So let me translate part of that. Part of the development of the vaccine, or whatever we want to call it, the treatment that the president has been administered, the Regeneron, which I thought was an odd name when we first heard about it last week, that he was actually approved for this. One of those is human embryonic stem cells produced by in vitro fertilization. So let me translate that for you. They created an embryo in a test tube or a Petri dish.
A human embryo.
A human embryo, and they harvested the stem cells from that embryo. Now that embryo, after the stem cells have been harvested, that embryo is no longer vital.
Dead.
It's dead, people. Yeah, the ghouls are out in full force. As I said, I'll give you a link to the Regeneron corporate website where you can read the same thing you just heard. Don't take my word for it. Link below. So, people, if you take a pill, drink a liquid, or get an injection of human parts, because, after all, parts are parts, throw in some mouse parts, what do you become? What in the F word do you become? Perhaps a treatment makes you thirsty. You suppose Trump got thirsty? He likes his Diet Coke. You take a slug of your soft drink that contains more human parts. You don't believe me? Oh, god damn. You'd think I'd have some credibility by now. Let's go over here to an interesting company called Senomix. I might not be saying that quite correctly. From San Diego, California. I'll spell it so you can do your own research. Senomyx. Let's take a look at this company here. Senomix develops patented flavor enhancers by using proprietary taste receptor-based assay systems, which have been previously expressed in human cell cultures in HEK293 cells. I'm almost done here, people. HEK293 cells are a cell line widely used in biological and medical research, immortalized through a genetic modification removed from the original human embryonic kidney cells taken from a healthy, electably aborted human fetus since the early 1970s. How cool is that? I'll tell you what, farmers, are you starting to see the business plan here developing? How about this? Now, just work with me a little bit. How about a 3-part building? Clean, dust-free. Come on, no more lumpy, bumpy rides in the fields. No more dirt, dust, pollen. Pollen that affects your most flexible, ever humble, and incredibly fluid messenger. In part A of your complex, you can grow lab meat. For after all, lab meat starts with just a few cells taken from livestock. Look at the reduction in overhead. Excuse me. Just keep one cow, one chicken, one pig, never to be brutally slaughtered. How humane. PETA would love you. In part B of your complex, you can farm humans. Yeah. Grow them in a line like your row crops. In vitro. Growing in the test tube. Hey, I don't think there's any fertilizer costs. In part C, you harvest cells from electably aborted fetuses. Don't you remember? You don't even have to lay off your farm hands. Give them a 6-pack cooler, send them to the nearest abortion clinic to pick up and deliver parts. Because parts are parts. I mean, you getting the picture here? What ghouls we are becoming as a nation? But I can hear you say, but Dave, we didn't do it. We're not doing this. True, people, you're not. But you didn't do a goddamn thing to stop it either. You haven't even raised a finger. You haven't even raised your voice. Okay, so let's play a little make-believe, people. Let's pretend there is a creator. I like to say that the very creation we all see is incredible evidence for a creator. But I digress. Now we're going to have to look at one verse here, or actually 2 verses in Matthew 24, verse 37 and 38. Let's get right over here. Let's take a look at this. Okay, verse 37, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also be the coming of the Son of Man. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Certainly sounds pretty benign, sounds pretty harmless, correct? But what were they eating? It was cannibalism, people. They were eating humans. They were eating hybrids. Hybrid creations that were never meant to exist, leave alone serve as a food source for God's creation, the Creator's creation. Gee, I said the G word. I shouldn't have said that. What were they drinking? How about a concoction of menstrual blood and semen used to this day in their satanic sex magic rituals? And the Creator flooded the creation, so the story goes. You have to, like I said, go back to Genesis, back to the days of Noah to see what else was going on. But I think you can get enough message here from 37 and 38 in Matthew 24 to know it ain't good. But the Creator also gave the rainbow as a sign that he would never flood creation again. Alright, back in 38 here, verse 38. Who's getting married? Well, who's getting married today, people? The LGBTQ plus XYZ 1, 2, 3. The assortment of freaks. And their symbol is what? And their sign is what? The rainbow. How cool is that? You might want to research what the Apostle Peter said would be coming down the road. But I'll give you a little clue. If you think Antifa and BLM can burn something down, if the California wildfires have your attention, you ain't seen nothing yet. And I'm not talking about the fictitious lake of fire in the spurious book of Revelation. No, sir. But we're just playing make-believe here, right, people? Yeah. Well, let's make believe just one more little step here. I'll tell you what, all I can say is, if I was the creator and saw what is becoming of my creation, I would be pissed off. Hang in there, people. It's only going to get worse. I got stuff to do. And I admit, what a disgusting video. Look for the link. Give them True News credit. Oh no, it's a 10 and a half minute video. I hope you guys can make it to the end. Enjoy the weather. I got stuff to do.